Yeah, I think we always forget about direct mail. Like it can
Yeah,
work. It can have a high upfront cost, so a lot of people don't think about it.
right.
And it's just, again, if you're looking at the last 15 years and everyone in the business, it's just not something we think of as a modern channel. But
It's the
it,
original, kind of like
The
data-driven channel,
OG,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
OG direct
OG
yeah.
data channel,
response.
right?
I've seen it work in the past. We are just starting to test some things out at Public Goods as well.
Yeah,
It can work. It has some high upfront costs. It can, so it's not for your first channel you're going to do probably.
yeah.
But it can work, and it will work well, especially in the beginning, where it can really get think of it as a cost thing. One of the biggest mistakes I find is people will want to send this amazing magazine to
Right.
every
That
possible
costs
customer.
$2 a pop, right?
There's no way it's going to work. There's no way that's going to work. And
Right.
so, like, send the 40-cent 6x9. Try that,
Yeah.
and then go from there. But yeah.
I did some work a while back with a company called Pebble Post, right? And they've got
Mm,
they're one of several players doing programmatic direct mail where you can have e-commerce triggers
Hmm.
into postcards. And the price point there is pretty high, right? It's probably $1 a pop, but the conversion rates that they were seeing when I was working with them were pretty phenomenal. So, and follow up from Anne-Marie, is the objective to direct mail still to push the receiver online? I'd say yes in most of these cases. What do you guys think?
yeah, agreed.
It's all online, right?
Hmm.
Get them online. I mean, unless we have, and that's probably just a circumstance of the businesses we're in. If we had, hundreds of stores across the country, there'd probably be a
Yeah.
different way we could think about it. But for us, yeah, getting them online.
Yeah, I mean, even for Gen X and baby boomers, like email marketing is so huge, and I think that's a channel that they're still very, very familiar with. And I think the fear of it is like once baby boomers and Gen X are like the quote unquote like laggers, right? And so like they're once a platform is saturated, most of the time like Gen X and baby boomers have gone on it, and then like you'll have like Gen Z and Gen Pop kind of go into like other newer channels that don't have as much economics to purchase products, right? But I would say like email is still something that has stood the test of time, especially at a point where you're able to acquire customers not for free, but like if you own that list, that's an engine that you churn over and over and over again, right? And then combining that with different types of activations like referrals, right, and different platforms. There's a great platform, and I'm not affiliated with them in any type of way, but co-op coopcommerce.com. Basically, it's a post-purchase experience. And I think a lot of baby boomers, they have loyalty to the brands and products that they purchase from, whether it's DTC or not. And so what this platform can do is after you purchase something on the website, immediately it'll give you some suggestions of other brands that they can cross sell you to. And these are not direct competitors. These are other brands that might share the same user groups and customers that your brand has, right? And so instead of fighting for the same customer, all these brands are working together and saying, hey, we'll share that experience with you guys as well, so long as you're not a direct competitor in a co-op way. So like very creative ways of doing that and understanding like how is the consumer behavior for Gen X and baby boomers like slowly evolving and over time, and how are they experiencing digital? It's definitely one of the critical questions, but I think email and referrals and Facebook events too. I still think it's undervalued for those cohorts.
Yeah,
That
and
makes a lot of sense.
co-op works. It definitely works. You just have to be willing to put other brands in your checkout flow, even if they're not competitors. So it's more of like a product decision, if anything. But yeah, it does work. And just to harp on the email piece, I mean, to me, email is still your most important channel, especially now, and not just from having repeat customers, but with iOS 14, all these other pieces, having that first party, not relying on cookies, so that you can use the conversion API, you can use similar things with other channels that you have. Like that is, for so many different reasons, that continues to be important. Creating custom audiences, creating lookalikes often. I mean, for so many different reasons, not just the repeat customer piece, but if you got to keep building that up and expanding the other kind of first party channels, whether it's SMS or anything like that. But yeah.
So with that, speaking of Gen X and